Hey everybody, Jill here from Jill Ortiz Fitness, and I have one of my star clients, Debbie, here with me today. And Debbie just recently got back from a vacation, and so I wanted to do an interview with her on what vacation was like for her. She's been in the Jill Ortiz Empowered Fitness Mastery Coaching Program for a while now, and I had just come back recently last month prior to Debbie going on vacation. I had come back from vacation and was really focused on teaching my clients strategies for having a healthier vacation and not falling off track. And when Debbie came back, she was sharing with our community all the positive and great things and how good she felt when she came home. And so I wanted her to share those with you. So welcome, Debbie.
Hello.
So Debbie, tell me, prior to us working together, what was vacation like? How would you describe it? What was typical?
Well, probably typical is I felt like I had to maybe have ice cream every night. It was like, oh, that's a treat. I need to go do that because I don't do that at home. I need to go have ice cream, or, maybe I wasn't as mindful of I'm full. I don't need to eat the rest of this, or I'll take it. And then because I have a son can eat 24 hours a day and he doesn't gain a pound. But he works out he's just got that kind of metabolism. So I think a lot for me was in the past how we've talked about fear of missing out. Like I'll see somebody eating or they'll say, we're going to go for ice cream. And I felt like, oh, I've got to go. Yes, let's go. And instead, I was like, do I really? I don't think I want it tonight. I'm not. I went a few times, but the other times I was like, I don't think I, really want it. And then we play a lot of games, and they'll have the snacks out and everything. And I made sure I had veggies with dip because I realized I do want something. I want something, but instead of opting for chips the whole time or a leftover hamburger or something like that, I was like, let me just, get the carrots and the cucumbers and the celery and the homemade, when, we make the homemade dip. And so I had some of those, but I was just more mindful. And I told myself, do you really want that? Or are you just doing it because everybody else is going and you don't want to miss out? And it really helped because I did not go or eat as much as I would have in the past just because I felt like I was missing out if I didn't go. If that makes sense.
So that's one of the big strategies that we talk about. That's one of our mantras to live by in Jill Ortiz Fitness is, are we eating because we are fueling our bodies, or are we eating out of fear of missing out? And I think that a lot of times we associate vacation with taking off from life and all the things that we're
Yeah.
restricted to. We don't have to work, so we get to just lay around, and we don't have to eat what we normally eat. We can eat and drink whatever we want, and we can go to bed whenever we want, and there's no consequences because we're on vacation, and what goes on
Yeah.
vacation stays on vacation. But that's not true. How did you feel like you used to feel when you would come home from a vacation?
I would feel a lot like I was starting over. Instead, this time, I did the workouts on vacation and I thought, I can take an extra 30 minutes for me, even if everybody heads on to the beach. I was like, I've got to do my workouts. And before, I've always kind of walked at the beach, but I think I was more mindful about that too. I was like, okay, if I'm going to eat some of the things that I know I want to eat, or we're going to grill hamburgers, or we're going to go for seafood, whatever, I was like, I just know my body. And I'm like, I need to make sure I get my exercise in. I can't just eat, and expect to not gain because I know that's what I've done in the past. And so I added in uh, probably making sure I had a 3 mile walk. And I love to walk at the beach anyway. So for me, that wasn't, like, oh my gosh, I got to add in. It was something I wanted to do before or after the workout, just whenever it worked out. And I just knew I needed to do that. And I don't think in the past I might have walked, but I definitely wasn't lifting. And now that I know that I've got to lift to really see some results, and that I didn't have any muscle before, and now I'm starting to develop some, that was like, I don't want to lose that. I want to continue even on vacation to take that time for myself and put in the work. So that's what I do.
Fear of missing out was actually the fear of missing out on workouts.
Yeah.
And, and we had talked prior to going, as your coach, I knew you were going on vacation. And I said, do you need me to program workouts that are not part of the weightlifting program we're doing, something that's an alternative? And you said, no, I could probably bring some weights with me. I mean, that's totally out of the norm of what you've done before, but that is a difference maker. It's what people who are fit, do. I have clients who will call ahead and make sure that the hotel that they're staying at has a weight room. And they'll either make those accommodations to keep up with the program we're doing, or we'll make modifications and we'll reprogram with things that don't require equipment. But there is this element of, how are we going to prepare before we go? Are there going to be places to eat? Are we going to bring our own food? How are we going to manage, our expectations of the week? And of course, it sounds like being mindful and making smarter decisions was really key for you. So I want to hear, how did you feel? And what did you tell our community when you came back from vacation?
Just that I was really proud. Luckily, my family, my kids, they, are on a journey themselves to eat better. And we all took, one of the things we did was we all took a night and prepared food. We did eat breakfast and lunch, which that's not changed for us. We always do that we buy groceries and make our stuff. And so that helped me because I added in the veggies and things like that to make sure that, I got those in, but also that's kind of common for us to, get the groceries and eat a large part of what we're eating at home or at the house. But we also added in 3 dinners. And I think that helped because we had grilled chicken and we did grilled hamburgers one day. But it was just great. And so coming back, I was really pleased that, having worked out, having been mindful, but still enjoyed, because that was the big thing for me. I'm like, I'm not going to tell myself I can't go get ice cream. Yeah. But I need to be mindful about how much. Before I might get 2 or 3 scoops, and this time I had 1 scoop when we did go. And so it was just things like that. And so I didn't gain weight on vacation. I was really pleased with that. And I kind of have other issues at times when I'm on vacation. So I just felt like not gaining was really a plus for me. I was really happy. And I'm excited to see where I am at the end of this week into next week, because it takes me a little bit of time to adjust back. You've got different water, everything down at the beach seems different. And I was just glad that I didn't gain weight and I stuck with the workouts. I got them done. I didn't feel like I was missing out, even though several days the family had already gone down to the beach. I was like, I'm okay. I'm going to get this done. And I felt great after doing it because I felt proud of myself. I'm like, I did this for me, and that's what I needed to do.
And I want to know too, how did everybody else react? And did they notice? And you've made changes and you've been so consistent, and I see the changes in you from when we started. And last year when we started working together, I see a massive difference. Did anybody comment on how you're looking?
Yeah, I got, comments that I can tell you've lost weight. And, but when I was taking my weights, I will say, my son-in-law was like, "You're taking weights?" I said, "Yes, I am." And I think they thought I wouldn't use it because in the past on vacation, I haven't maybe kept up with, might do a walk and then one more, and I'm like, I'm just too tired. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm just going to rest. And this time, I mean, every day I went for a walk. I went for a 3-mile walk. I'd come back, I'd do my exercise. And so they saw that I was serious. The weights got used. I did my workout, I did my walk. And so I think it changed their mindset to see I'm serious about this. I am on a journey and I'm going to stick with it. And so I think they were, even a little proud of me to see that I didn't just take extra stuff on vacation. I actually used it.
Biggest goals for your journey is to be energized for your family and not feel exhausted, and to be
Right.
able to enjoy the time that you have with your kids and your grandkids. So do you feel that you're doing it? You're getting there?
I do. I feel a lot better, especially when I get my workouts in the morning before my grandkids come, because you know that I keep them every day. And today I wasn't able to do that. They got dropped off a little earlier, and I could tell that I was like a little bit disappointed that I didn't get that done first. So I'm going to do it, after we get off here, because I like to get it done first thing. And I feel like I've got that energy when I do. And when I don't, it's kind of, I feel like I'm dragging through the day, just because I'm a morning person. It's like I want to get my me time done and not wait till the end of the day, but I'm still going to do it.
That's one of those things that it makes me smile when I can tell somebody's got it. They've got the bug because they're really upset or disappointed, or they say to somebody in their house, like, no, I'm not doing that until I get my workout in. And
Yeah.
it becomes, there's no question. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I have to do what I do. And that it lends to consistency and ease in the journey. And so I hope what this did for you was help you see that vacations are just vacations. They're not something to worry about. They're not something where everybody else is going to have fun and you won't,
Right.
because it's just a new norm. And the more vacations you go on, the easier it gets to make great decisions. And then you get excited because you have more time to work out on vacation. You have more opportunity to feel relaxed around food and to really enjoy it as it's meant to be enjoyed, not a quick meal on the run, but
Right.
eating with your family and feeling more relaxed about it. And that's when you continue to see results. But as you know as well, I knew you were going to do well, but I also knew that if for any reason you had packed on a few pounds, as soon as you got back, we have tools and we
Right.
have people and support and a system here ready to pick you back up. And so I'm always ready when somebody comes back from vacation to, lift them and remind them of the grace that we give ourselves, and that this is life and we have our little ups and downs. And really what you do most of the time is going to be what leads you to be the person who you become. And so we never have to have fear that we're going to completely lose all the
Right.
progress that we've made, because we've become a new and improved version of ourselves who makes more good decisions than poor decisions or silly decisions. But they're never bad decisions, especially if they make us happy and they fill, a desire that we have. So I'm extremely proud of you, and I appreciate you coming. Is there any piece of advice or a couple pieces of advice for somebody who has never really tried to stay on track on vacation? What would you tell them?
I would tell them if it's something you're really committed to and that you really want for yourself, to just ask yourself the question. I would literally ask myself, am I really hungry? Do I really want that? Or am I just afraid that I'm just missing out? And I would say at least half the time I would have been doing things because everybody else was doing them. And just to know, now I see that I can go on a vacation and be mindful and still take time for myself and not totally blow everything out of the water. And then I can come back and get back on my whatever meal plan I want to follow and just do it. And I don't think I had that confidence before. So they, just have confidence in yourself, but you got to consciously ask yourself, why do you want to eat whatever it is that you want to eat? And if you're going to enjoy it, that's what I did. I was like, no, I really want that. So I'm going to, eat that. Or, no, I don't. And make a different choice. So
Yeah, I think
just,
one thing that's really important that you did that was a big key was adding. We like to not look at it as subtracting and taking away and cutting foods out, but adding in the veggies, adding in the good foods and having them on hand and filling up on them, it really lends to not needing those things. If you hadn't eaten all day and everyone was like, okay, we're going out for a big meal and ice cream, then it's harder. If you had been eating, your normal meals, healthy foods all day, you don't feel the need as much. So I think
right.
that really helped you. And then I also think so at Jill Ortiz Fitness, our mantra is energized, confident, and strong. You've already mentioned your increased energy. You've mentioned your increased confidence. Even just, it doesn't mean self-confidence all the time, confidence in the process and your ability to make decisions. And then when it comes to strength, bringing weights on vacation, I mean, you got to be going for strength there. And what's going to happen over time is as you build your strength and you continue to focus on weightlifting, your body is going to change and your body composition changes. You build more muscle, and that makes food more forgiving. And so at this point, I might be able to make a lot more of those decisions to have a treat here and there, have a glass of wine every day or a pina colada every day. And I don't see the weight gain at this point because I've built so much muscle and my body's gotten really good at flexible metabolism. And so when I take in more calories, it knows what to do with more calories. And you're going to see that over time, that you get to enjoy a little bit more because of the consistency and because you're not just doing workouts every day, you're also intentional about getting stronger and picking up heavier weights and buying heavier weights and progressing in the journey. And so all these things, when they come together, they're really going to make a difference. And I think a year from now, we're going to look back and go, oh my God, can
Yeah.
you believe it? All right. So thanks for coming on, Debbie. I appreciate it. And just keep doing it.
Well, thank you.